Hi, this is our game, and it's called a nonogram, and the way it works is it's a grid, and right now it's a 5x5 grid because we specified it that way. It can be changed, but anyway, this is what it looks like. So you can see that it's a 5x5 grid, and there are these numbers on the side, and what these numbers mean, for example, this one says 2, 2, which means there's going to be a block of 2 filled in squares, and then at least one empty space in the middle, and then 2 more filled in squares. And in this case it takes up the whole row, so you know that this is how the row is going to look. And this is for the row, and these numbers correspond to the columns. For example, this one says 1, 1, 1, which means there's going to be 1 here, and then an empty space, and then another 1, and then at least one empty space, and then another 1. And you go through these and you look at the numbers and basically just use logic to solve each row and column until you've solved all of them. And I'll do that right now. So this says 0, so the whole column is going to be empty. And then we can solve right here. And basically it's just logic. It's not very complicated. And once you fill in the right number of squares, in the right places, of course, you'll get a message that says you win. So that's how our game works.
Our game, we use tiles to represent each of the squares. Then we have a grid, which is basically an array list, or an array of arrays of tiles, and then a board which contains 2 grids. One is the win grid, and this creates randomly whether a square should be filled in or it should be empty. And then the other is the grid that you're actually playing on, and this is what's displayed on the screen. As you click and fill up squares, the tiles within that grid change, and it checks that grid against the win grid every time to check if you have the correct solution.